Okay, I just finished watching a movie called Boss Level, okay? And I loved it. I loved it. So, damn right I'm gonna make a video reviewing this movie. Now, fair warning, okay? I'm gonna be all over the place because there's just so much I want to talk about. And I would normally go, hey, you don't like it? Go watch another review. Except here's the thing. I only was able to find 3 reviews on YouTube about this movie because this movie, you can go on the YouTube search and you can type in Boss Level Movie and it's available on YouTube for free right now. This movie just came out on YouTube like a day or two ago. Okay, I just ended up finding it out by fluke. Obviously, because you're going, Boss Level. What the hell movie is this? Okay, I gotta talk. Okay, I gotta talk about this movie. Okay. Now here's the hard part. Here's the dilemma I'm in. Usually when I talk about a movie, it's about a movie that everybody's already seen, so I don't really give a rat's ass about spoilers. But you've not seen this movie. Guaranteed you've not seen this movie. This movie is so under the radar, okay? This movie has just been dropped nothing that right now there's only 3 reviews on YouTube. Not only that, I couldn't even find a working trailer for this goddamn movie, okay? I could only find one trailer, okay? One video of a trailer, and in this trailer, the audio cuts out halfway through this movie, okay? Whoever made this movie, obviously there was no money put into advertising, promoting it, or whatever, okay? This movie, give it just the first 5 minutes of this film, okay? God knows you'll spend hours watching, whatever you usually watch on YouTube. Give this movie the first 5 minutes. Guaranteed, if you are a fan of dumb, action, adventure, sci-fi, popcorn movies, you're gonna get hooked, okay? I gotta talk about this film, okay? This movie uses the premise of the Groundhog Day movie, where the guy is reliving the same day over and over again. Except here's the beautiful. God, I love. Not only is this a great concept, but the execution was really good. Okay. The main character in this movie is reliving the same day over and over again. Except the way the movie is presenting it, it's as though the main character in the movie is portraying the main character of a video game who doesn't know he's the main character of a video game, or like an action RPG, or like a survival video game, like the Resident Evil series or the Yakuza series, okay? And because the movie literally starts off with like attempt number 149 or something like that. In other words, the person playing the game, right, is basically trying everything he can and all the methods that are necessary to complete the mission or to finish off the game. And this movie covers the one day, right? And what it takes to, somebody who plays action RPGs, like the Witcher series is a good example too. In other words, all the things that you need to accomplish the mission and going and, like playing it out, dying, trying something new, dying, and then just constantly redoing the same mission over and over and over again until you complete and figure out how to finish the mission. Well, in this movie, it's basically playing out that playthrough attempt as a movie, where the main character in this movie seems to be replaying the same mission over and over again until he gets it, until he completes it. Because every time he dies and restarts, there's a title screen going attempt 151, attempt 152, to a point. So the movie literally tries to give the impression that it's a video game, but at the same time leaves it open to the interpretation that it's just a sci-fi movie where it's this guy living the same day over and over again. But you can have both interpretations and view it in both ways, that it still works. Because for the first half of the movie, I'm literally thinking, okay, he's just simply playing out an action video game, which worked, and it worked. It made sense, and the execution was fine. It's got the main character is Frank Brillo or whatever, I can't remember. The guy that plays Crossbones in the Captain America movies, like Civil War, I think it was, right? And here's the best part. I love this. Because it's got humor involved, there are certain references, okay? And the fact that it's the guy that plays Crossbones in this Captain America movie is hilarious because, okay, now as much as I love the Captain America movie, as much as I love Steve Rogers' line where he goes, "I can do this all day," and then Captain America in, I believe, Civil War, when he's going up against Iron Man at the final battle, gets up and goes, "I can do this all day." As much as I love that line by Captain America and by Steve Rogers, in this movie, boss level, the guy that plays Crossbones actually uses the line, "I can do this all day." And the use of it and how we use it, I loved it. It's literally, I almost love it I love it just as much as Steve Rogers. There's also another little geek culture reference with Indiana Jones, because there's this scene that is blatantly obvious that you can compare it to a scene in Indiana Jones where it's Indiana Jones with the guy with the sword and Indiana Jones just shoots him. It's blatantly obvious. The movie actually acknowledges the similarities and even talks about it in the movie. Which is another thing I liked about this movie, is because there are geek culture references, but they're not empty geek culture references just to give this fake geek culture cred mentality. The geek culture references are actually part of the movie and implemented as part of the film. Like I said, I'm going to be all over the place. I apologize because I just finished watching it, and again, just give this movie the first 5 minutes of it, because in the beginning of the movie, the guy literally wakes up and it's the 149th attempt at doing this. And he literally goes through his morning routine in clockwork position, maneuvering, because he knows exactly how everything is going to work. And the reason, now I don't know if the movie meant to do this or it was just an accidental byproduct, and I just basically viewed it that way. But the guy wakes up and a guy's trying to kill him. But the guy trying to kill him always tries to kill him and attack him the same way. There's no variation in how the guy trying to kill him with the machete does it. Kind of like an NPC in a video game. There's a scene where he shoots or he throws a knife at a guy in a helicopter that has a Gatling gun that's firing into his apartment. He throws the knife, the guy with the Gatling gun dies, and the Gatling gun goes randomly. He's able to time and pace how the weapon fires, even though it should be random, because even if he's done this a dozen times, and he throws the knife and kills the guy with the Gatling gun, it should be random, every time the guy dies and the spray of bullets from the Gatling gun fires. It should be random. Again, I don't know if the movie did this on purpose or they just didn't think about it and I'm only seeing it this way. But every time he kills the guy with the in the helicopter with the knife, the Gatling gun always fires exactly the same way, to the point where the main character can literally time where the bullets are going to go. That would only apply if it was a video game where the NPC, when he dies, automatically fires the same way when he dies. Just like the guy trying to kill him with the machete. Always tries to fight the exact same way. Doesn't vary it up, doesn't change, whatever. So the movie goes out of its way to give the impression it's a video game, but at the same time gives the impression that it's just a guy reliving the same day. And the ending, the cheap ass ending, but I understand why they did it, and I'm not mad at it. It was just pissed me off. Doesn't give. It doesn't establish whether or not it was a video game or whether it was an actual character playing a person who's reliving the same day over and over again. You can literally look at it both ways. I'm looking at it as a guy playing a mission in a video game who knows and is just self-aware, and it still works. The other thing that I liked about it is that, okay, the movie is obvious, like all movies. It's got three acts. Here's the thing that this movie does, because this is what kept me wanting to keep watching, is that, again, throughout the movie, constantly living blah 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 blah. But what happens is, at the end of the first act, he gets a new bit of information that changes how he deals with things. So again, he's still reenacting the day, but now that he has this new information, it allows him to change how he approaches the day or how he approaches the mission. By the end of the second act, he gets another new bit of information that again changes how he deals with the day. And because of that, I kept wanting to watch and to see, well, how does he now, once you get over how he deals with the day by the end of the first act, you end up finding out new information. So now you go, well, now how is he going to deal with the day with this new information? Once that starts getting established by the end of the second act, a new bit of information. So I'm a simple guy, okay? So this really hooked me in. I really enjoyed it. There are some melodramatic aspects with him, and I guess it's not going to really be a spoiler because it's established in the movie, but there's a melodramatic scenes and over the unnecessary with his kid. And anyway, I know it's not much of a review. It's just that nobody's seen this movie, so I don't want to. I'm actually trying to promote this movie and let people know this movie exists. Like, how sad is it that this movie is so low-key, so under the radar, that a schmuck with a nothing channel is the closest that this movie has to any type of promotion. It's a perfect fit. A movie that nobody knows existed being promoted by a guy with a channel nobody knows exists. What could go wrong? Anyway, like I said, the movie's available on YouTube. Give it 5 minutes. Give it the first 5 minutes. If you're not interested or hooked by the first 5 minutes, then obviously the movie's not for you, and you didn't lose anything. Okay? You lost the equivalent of a cat video, for Christ's sake, or a TikTok compilation. Not even. But yeah, I'm trying to promote this movie. Anyway, I doubt I'm gonna do any good, but at the very least, give it 5 minutes. Okay? What have you got to lose? What a great tagline for the movie. Okay? Give us 5 minutes. What have you got to lose? I love it. Anyway, I'm out of here. See ya.